How can you be behind life when life is yours? That's something I want to talk about today. You've seen this quote everywhere on your FYP. So go grab pen, a book, come sit with me as we dive deep into the three journal prompts that will help us reflect together. We all feel it. The social timeline that is where we should be by now. You can't be late to a life you're actively creating, a life that is actively changing. The reason we feel behind isn't because we're slow, it's because we stop checking in with how we think, feel, and experience the world. We're living out loud and constantly absorbing noise. That's why you and me are here. That's why you watch this video. Because we're both in desperate need of silence and peace. So today, let's just ask ourselves these three questions. The first question: what is something you experienced that made you feel behind in life? Think about yesterday, or last week, or maybe even last month. That feeling or that sudden shift in the room. The exact moment where you start questioning and doubting yourself. The exact moment where you started comparing yourself to someone else in the room. How did it happen? Was it when you were doom scrolling and you see all these successful stories, perfect lives, or was it another family reunion and questions about, I don't know, or just them bragging about their kids' success? Or was it just a casual conversation that made you feel small afterwards? How did it feel? Did it make you angry at yourself? Sad? Disappointed? Or maybe even embarrassed? Before we can even begin to reflect, we need to ask ourselves and remind ourselves moments where, we feel small and just write it on the page. Let yourself accept what has happened. Question two: what makes your life feel like yours? What parts of your life right now actually feels entirely you? Or just something you can proudly say it's you? We tend to spend so much time looking forward, trying to, build the next best thing, this next biggest thing, that we forget to, slow down and think about the things that we already have in our life, things that we're grateful for. So I want you to think about what makes you happy, what makes you just want to smile. Could it be, you know, just how you make your coffee, having that sip. First sip of coffee entering your system in the morning makes you feel so energized, so happy, and so happy. Or is it that song you always play on repeat? Or maybe it's just, you know, seeing the sky, not being gloomy. Your life isn't waiting for you at some imaginary finish line. It's happening right here. The small little things. So let's just write down what are those little things in life that we often miss. Question 3: how can I make my life feel more like mine? If I fully accept that I cannot be late to my own life, what are some pressure or stress that I can drop today? I want us to think about things that are draining your energy right now. How much of that stress belongs to things that are completely out of your control? The deadlines we didn't create, the expectation we never agreed to, the opinions of people who aren't living our days. When you look at what's heavy right now, ask yourself this question: is it mine to carry? And if it isn't, what happens if we just put it down? So, something that I've experienced recently that made me felt like I was behind in life was definitely when, those days where I just open my book and try to write something and just nothing comes out. And I think that moment was really scary for me because I'm a yapper and I often have a lot of things that I want to say, but just haven't written it down. And the fact that that day I didn't have any ideas on what to write at all, that kind of scared me. It made me realize that I had so many things I was thinking about because I keep doom scrolling. I was bombarded with so much information to the point where I had no idea what I was thinking about. And I think that scared me. Question 2. Very ironically, I realized that something that made me feel like life is entirely mine is when I managed to have an idea or managed to have things to write about. I think it's the general feeling of proving yourself wrong, where you just get surprised and the fact that oh wait, I do have things to say, or oh, I actually can do it. Being surprised by myself is definitely something that makes me feel alive. Because it just made me realize that I should know myself best, right? But the fact that even I get surprised at myself, I think that's a very out of world experience. It's I don't even know how to describe it. It just feels like life. I don't know how to explain it. Lastly, for question 3, something that I want to drop is to stop thinking about the numbers, my followers, the amount of money I'm earning. Stop thinking about all of that and really go back to what is my passion, going back to the things that I love, even if it doesn't give me very high engagement. And I think that that's something that I will constantly still battle, but I really hope at every step that I take, I don't forget why I started, and I don't forget what makes me me, things that I love. So yeah, thank you for sitting down and reflecting with me today. If you're still writing, you can continue writing, don't stop, and just know that I'm so proud of us, so proud of you. And as I was writing, I was thinking about how every line that we write today shows that there's always time to slow down, think about what you truly want to live the world with, and the importance of navigating life. at your own pace. And I feel like I also shared a lot about, you know, my silent anxieties of living behind someone else's timeline, someone else's pace. But I'm glad that when I reflect inwards, that pressure, that race just ends. Because how can you be late in life when your life itself? And I would definitely want to hear your stories and your thoughts on this little session. Okay, bye. I'll see you guys next session. Mr. Bear also wants to say bye.